Hello, and thank you for stopping. There we go. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Thank you for stopping by the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. I have the live chat up in case you're watching live and you have a comment or a question. Thank you for watching the Thomas Metal 75 channel. That's me, Thomas Metal 75. This is your Massachusetts Beer Review. And I'm doing quite an interesting, in quotation marks, interesting beer review tonight. I picked it up in a mix of 6 from Trader Joe's. I've heard of the brand. I've never heard of this particular variety from the brand. It's from, I believe the beer is pronounced Clausthaler, and it's imported from Germany. It's a non-alcoholic brand and line of beers. I've had O'Doul's once, and I even asked for a Corona. They gave me an O'Doul's at a club once, so go figure. That was pretty bad. I didn't like that one. But this is their dry hopped version. Clausthaler dry hopped with Cascade hops, which is kind of interesting to me. Now, non-alcoholic means here, it says non-alcoholic malt beverage contains less than 0.5% alcohol by volume in this 12-ounce, 355 milliliter bottle. I don't believe that there are any beers in the world that are classified as non-alcoholic that are truly in and of themselves non-alcoholic, but they all have 0.5% or less alcohol by volume. And they say on the back, a malt beverage dry hopped with Cascade hops. This Clausthaler is the world's first dry hopped malt beverage in its category. Brewed by the German pioneer of non-alcoholic malt beverages, Clausthaler dry hopped is full-bodied amber colored with hints of malty caramel. By dry hopping with Cascade hops, we crown its body with rich citrus notes. Finally, we keep our brew unfiltered to allow its rich flavor to unfold with every sip. The result, a dark golden masterpiece full of character. It's got 75 calories in this serving. That's pretty good. 16 carbohydrates, so not a light beer in that regard. 1.1 grams of protein and no fat. It's got water, barley malt, and hops. And Norwalk, Connecticut is importing it from Radburger Group, USA. There is a code, and I think it says enjoy best before August 2018 or something like that, so that's okay, I guess. Let's find out. It was less than $2 for a bottle of this at Trader Joe's. And here's the Clausthaler non-alcoholic cap that I don't own, so that's kind of cool to own that, yeah. I'm going to use this Coates Ritter Schwartz beer glass. I'm pronouncing them wrong. I apologize. German origin. German in theme glass, so I'm going to swirl the bottle. They say unfiltered. And there's lots of head in this glass, even though I tilted it. So, yeah, you're getting definitely a hazy, amber, orangish looking colored beer with pretty white looking, yeah, maybe a little bit more tan than white, but a white looking head, off-white for sure. Lots and lots of bubbles. I'm not sure if this particular glass, this Schwartz beer glass, has an etching. I don't think it does, but it's got a lot of rich carbonation to it. So let's get a smell of the Clausthaler dry hopped. Not a whole bunch of smell. I don't know if I'm getting a skunky smell or not. I could be. I'm definitely getting a German kind of a beer smell for sure. It's definitely grainy. There's definitely lots of grains in there. I can smell the yeasty component to it. There's a little bit of a citrusy fruit quality, but not a whole bunch. if I was just smelling this blindly, I'd think I'm smelling a German Pilsner, to be quite honest. It doesn't smell like any kind of an IPA or any kind of dry hopped thing to me, but it just with that little bit of the grassy, citrusy note, definitely grainy, maybe a slight toasty note, but that's about it. I'd guess by smell it was a German lager if I was blindfolded. So let's try this Clausthaler dry hopped for the first time ever in my life. Cheers. Near beer, definitely that non-alcoholic beer kind of a taste. It's not as dirty or as funky in the grains as that O'Doul's I had that one time was, but much better than that. Still not the greatest beer flavors I'm getting, but since it is a alcohol-free beer, it's actually surprisingly okay for that style. But yeah, similar to O'Doul's that I remember drinking, it does have this funky, sweet, grainy component to it. I'm getting a little bit of a citrusy note in there, a little bit of a caramel, a little bit of a toasty note. Crisp, clean, and ultra refreshing. You could put these down without any problem, and you won't have a problem physically putting them down with the law. Again, if I was blindfolded, I would certainly think that this was a German Pilsner, like a Beck's or a St. Pauli's Girl. But it's just got a little bit of a toasty note and a caramel malty note to let you know that that's not the style that it is. I guess when the beer opens up a little bit, you are getting more of the Cascade notes, more of the citrusy, piney kind of notes from the hops, which is nice to see. If you're going to drink a near beer, obviously, or alcohol-free beer, and obviously the only one I've ever had is O'Doul's, this is a pretty great way to go. I'm still not going to rate it very highly, but it's got some serious beer flavors at least. I've not had the Erdinger. I think that's, yeah, the Erdinger is from Germany, and they are a wheat beer pretty much company, and they do a wheat beer, which would be interesting to try, a non-alcoholic, wheat beer. But yeah, I guess there is some of the Cascade kind of notes to it. Yeah, there definitely is once the beer opens up and you're able to swirl it a little bit. Initially, and to still think it does have primarily a German Pilsner kind of a smell overall. Yeah, it's got a weird yeasty, grainy, sweet character, and it almost has a little bit of a musty note that's not really, you know, that great, but even it's by far better than the AC/DC beer I did. They're German Pilsner, and they tasted even dirtier than this. So, interesting beer. What am I going to rate the Clausthaler dry hopped non-alcoholic beer? If I had to do it like rate beer, it wouldn't, for a beer overall, it probably wouldn't get a really good rating, I guess. I think for the style, for non-alcoholic beer, it's got to be an A. It has to be. But for beer overall, it's not gross. It can't get a D. It cannot get a D, so it's got to get a C- at least. I like more body to my beers. It is kind of on the thin and watery side. It is on the light to medium side, towards the light side. It is a little thin and watery, but for what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish in no alcohol practically, they're doing a really good job. So, yeah, I'll give it a C-, I guess. That's, in my book, that would be around a 70. Even some malt liquors are worse. So, yeah, Clausthaler dry hopped non-alcoholic beer from Germany. It's cool to try in a either in a mix of 6 buying a single, or if you really need non-alcoholic beer, this is a better one to pick up, I would assume. So until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. See you soon.